Yep.
Okay.
Somewhere like that.
Real country variety and then some. It's 94.3 The Oxen 38 Special. Getting caught up in you on your Monday ride. 8:29 now, and time for Coffee Talk, brought to you by the Comanche Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. Quit laughing at me. Check them out at #Explore Comanche, Texas, as we welcome in Cynthia Newton with Hope Counseling. How we doing?
Good morning. I'm doing
okay,
well.
now this is officially a Christmas sweater.
This is a Christmas sweater.
And we've decided it's only because the penguin has a candy cane. If he didn't, it could still just be a winter sweater.
But I'm also wearing Christmas earrings.
Oh, okay.
Santa
that complements it nicely. Yes.
So, you know.
There we go.
I'm making it Christmassy.
It's Christmassy.
So now we have educated you on the difference between a winter sweater and a Christmas sweater, right?
Kinda.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, it's a technicality, the candy cane.
So, today, let's get
back
on
on
to our
topic.
Yes.
I can see the train now.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so today I'm actually going to talk a little bit. We've talked about grief and, you know, the holidays and the things coming up. But there's one factor about the holidays, and it's not necessarily because of, you know, sometimes it can be because of death, but other things. But there's one thing that really can hit people, especially during that holidays, is loneliness. And, so you kind of have to, and I'm not laughing, I'm laughing at something I just saw fly through
I was
side of, I was like,
what
what the heck was that?
Oh, you never know what you're going to get out this window right here.
You never
it's
know,
entertaining.
Danny, yeah. Come on. All right, so during the holiday season, you know, people are dealing with loneliness for different reasons. The holiday season is generally thought of as a time of joy and love, but for many people, it truly is a time of loneliness. Sometimes it's just because people live far from family, miss seeing their loved ones this time of the year. Others dread going to holiday parties and events. It's also common for people to feel emotional distance from the people they're with, which can result in feeling lonely even when in a room full of people.
Right.
For those who feel a sense of loneliness, holidays can be an additional time of stress. Man, all I've talked about is stress during the holidays. I'm getting a little stressed out, but...
Well, I mean, you know, normally it's stressful, but what's happened to us in the last 2 years has only complicated that more.
It truly has. Man, are you reading my mind? I mean, we're getting on this. That was a great segue. All right, so... Anyway, so we feel loneliness when the relationships and the connections we have don't equal the relationships and the connections that we need. That may look different for different people because we all have different needs. Loneliness doesn't always look like the person sitting alone at the party. You may feel like you're carrying everything alone. You may feel like nobody would even know if you disappeared. You may feel that if you are feeling lonely, then you must be unlikable. It may show up in your life in the form of anger, irritability, disengaging from social activities, among other ways, and there are even more, and I'm not going to go into all of them. So we're very polarized right now with the political climate and the pandemic, leading to an increase in people feeling disconnected.
Yep.
Imagine that.
No kidding.
See?
Shocker.
That's what I told you. I mean, you're reading my mind. There are 3 types of connections that we need. There's an intimate connection that may be found with a best friend, family member, or a spouse. This is with someone that would confide in or be very close to. There's a social connection that would be found in a good group of friends. And there's also a collective connection that we find with a group of people that we share a sense of purpose with. That may be in a church group or a volunteer group. We can have a strong connection in 2 of those types of connections, but still have feelings of loneliness. Every person experiences these feelings at some point in their life. So what are some of the consequences of loneliness? You might have weak social connections that can cause physical problems like dementia, depression, anxiety, coronary or heart issues, sleep issues, impulsive behavior, that impulsive shopping, impaired judgment. Studies have shown that people with stronger social connection have a longer, healthier lifespan. So how are we going to improve our relationships so that we don't feel lonely? First off, you need to understand that you're not alone, okay? Some people wish they could be with family, especially during the holidays, because the holidays, when we're sitting here, it's all about family time, right? Whatever you believe, it's often about togetherness and being together. But they can't, so they mourn relationships with family that they wish they had, or long for closer connections with friends. Similarly, some may wish for a supportive romantic relationship and find themselves feeling especially isolated during the holidays. Talking to others who share your feelings can help you to feel less alone in your situation. Rethink your expectations. Part of why the holidays feels more lonely for many people is that our society has high expectations for this time of year. The absence of a romantic partner or close family seems magnified during this busy time when we're all supposed to be going to parties, exchanging gifts, and enjoying jolly feelings with loved ones. It's also important to realize that few people's lifestyles truly measure up to the Hallmark movie standards.
Right.
Okay? It's not perfect living. And in doing so, shift your focus to all the great things you do have in your life. Social media can often create significant amounts of stress in this area. So do your best to count your blessings instead of comparing what you have to others and what they portray online. So be really careful about that. And I've really talked about that before. Just because of what you see on Facebook or what you see on TikTok or what you see on whatever, all these little social media platforms,
Right.
Maybe what people want to portray. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the truth. So don't try to compare yourself to that. So you may feel lonely when surrounded by people, but it's harder to feel lonely when you're reaching out to them. This may be a time to message people that you haven't talked to in a while. Catch up on old friendships. You may be off for a while. Just send them a message. Hey, thinking about you. I know we hadn't talked much this year, but you crossed my mind and I wanted to touch bases with you. So reconnect with some of those people, especially, yes, COVID's still around. We're doing more. We're getting more active. We're coming out of our isolation as much. But, I know I saw somebody the other day at the store and I was like, I think it's been 2.5 years since I've seen them just
Probably.
because of COVID.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it was just like almost overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that's happening, especially right now, because people truly are getting out more. So reconnect. Cultivate gratitude. There are many far-reaching benefits to practicing gratitude. One easy antidote to feelings of lack is to cultivate feelings of gratitude for what you have. It's hard to focus on both at once. If you're feeling a lack of love in your life, make a concerted effort to focus on the love that you do have from friends, family, neighbors, and even pets. You can also focus on things you really value in your life, like your work, hobbies, or even your potential. Give to others. One particularly meaningful way to feel less lonely during the holidays is to donate your time to a cause that you believe in. That's huge. When you're doing for others and you're giving to others, you often, that focus is no longer, you can't focus on yourself when you're out there doing and giving for others.
Can't focus on the bad while you're doing the good.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's scientifically impossible to truly sit there and focus on it. Yeah, it may cross your mind, but not in the same way that, if you're just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
Though the particular exercises of examining your feelings won't make you feel any better, maybe immediately, this is something that you might want to think about doing, is examine your feelings. What's behind your feelings of loneliness, either on your own or with the help of the therapist? So be aware that there's usually something behind that feeling of loneliness. It may be an underlying mental illness. It may be a sense of abandonment. It may be, discord in your family. It may be all sorts of things that are going on, and it's just in that forefront this year. It may be that first holiday without somebody, and trying to figure out how to reconnect. So a couple of things that I want to point out. Think of and make a list of 2 or 3 things that bring you joy, okay? Discover the type of loneliness that you are experiencing, all right? And finally, how do you improve on those relationships that you currently have? To have better connections with others, we need a better connection with ourselves. So look inside, see your own values, and that you have something to offer to others. Be yourself. When you're trying to be someone you aren't, guess what? You will leave every interaction with someone emotionally drained. You won't be able to make a meaningful connection. And emotionally drained can lead to physical drain, can lead to depression. All of those things So don't try to be something or someone you're not just because you think that's what everybody wants to see. Sure. That's going to do more damage to yourself mentally. Realize that we need each other. We've been taught to feel some type of shame when we admit we need help. We shouldn't. We were born needing connection, and while it can be admirable to be self-sufficient, it is also admirable to ask for help or advice. Seek counseling. If we are really starting to feel lonely, we need to work on ourselves. Talking to a professional can give you a great start toward making better connections with yourself and others. So as always, guys, at Hope Counseling of Texas, we're here for you. And this truly can be a very lonely time. And just remember, people around you may be lonely, and it's may not because of a death. It truly may be because they're not able to be around their family this year, or maybe there's something going on in their family that there is a disconnect there, and it's just going to be different. And it's hard. It's hard when you face some of those things. So just be supportive of those around you. We're here for you at Hope Counseling of Texas, located in Comanche, Dublin, Eastland, and Hamilton, 325-356-1105 with, what was I going to say? I was going to actually repeat with offices in, because I've got used to that. So again, with offices in. You did it so
well. Why not?
Comanche, Hamilton, Dublin, and Eastland.
There you go.
Anyway, we're here for y'all through the holidays. Please give us a call or reach out to us on Facebook, or through whatever means you need to, and we'll be happy to help you and support you through this upcoming holiday season. I do not know if I will be here next week, so if I don't, I'd like to wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and if I am here, then it will be me and my 3 boys again.
Oh man, so always a good time to be had.
That's
there.
right. You got to be ready, because you never know what they're going to say.
Thanks for the warning.
So otherwise, y'all have a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you either next week or the following.
And see you next year. Well, no, it'll be
one more week.
Okay. All right. Cynthia Newton with Hope Counseling. Thanks as always.
Thank you.
You have a good day in that Christmas sweater.
I am going to have a good day in that Christmas sweater.
You and that nerdy penguin.
I know. It fits me quite well.